celebrate. They have done it.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with a rumour has it video. It's been a while since we've done one of these, but my word, the transfer floodgates have opened, if you believe the stories going out there in the media. That's what we do here. We talk about stories in the media. There's no ITK on this channel. We don't make things up, but there's a story doing the rounds about a player and in a key position where Newcastle United need to strengthen, in my opinion, in the summer is goalkeeper. We're going to get stuck right into this in a minute. Just before we do, a little reminder, if you haven't already, smash subscribe down below there. Let's get to the next milestone. I think we're just under 10,300. So help get us there, pushing on to 11,000. Hit the notification bell as well so you don't miss any of the videos when they come up, be it the match previews, the post-match analysis, all the transfer videos, just like I'm going to get stuck into right now. So who am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about this lad right here, and that is Juan Garcia, who is the goalkeeper for Espanyol, a very young goalkeeper, 24 years old. That's very young in goalkeeper terms. They're a bit like dog years, aren't they? But this kid is absolutely class. He really, really is. I'm going to get stuck into why he's so good in a minute. But the stories are that Newcastle United are actually extremely close, if you believe these stories, to signing this player. And I was doing the rounds on social media, and it comes courtesy of a Spanish journalist called Angel Garcia, who says that we are set to pay his £25 million release clause, and we're very close to agreeing a deal to sign the 24-year-old. And there's loads of teams after this lad: Arsenal, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Aston Villa are keeping an eye on him as well. But apparently Guillem Balaguer has also put a bit of weight behind this, and Guillem Balaguer does know a lot what's going on in La Liga, and he seems to think Newcastle are very, very interested in this player. So we'll get stuck into him in a minute, but it's an interesting one because the goalkeeper side, it's been dominated by James Trafford. If you listen to Craig Hope, and I do like Craig, I listen to a lot of stuff Craig does. I've met him a couple of times. He's a really good fella, and he seems to think Trafford is the man. And the story goes is that the Trafford deal was pretty much done, I think, a year or a year and a half ago when Burnley went down. But whatever happened, it didn't go through. Trafford had agreed personal terms and everything else as well. I'm sure James Trafford has an eye on Newcastle still. But the issue is James Trafford had an unbelievable season at Burnley, and that's bumped his valuation up to 30 million quid. Now, the difference between these two is 5 million quid. But if Paul Mitchell and Eddie Howe are having conversations behind the scene and they think that Juan Garcia is somebody, or Juan Garcia is somebody that is better than Trafford potentially, then that would explain why we're going after this player. But let's look at his key stats, as Mark's got on the super duper computer there. You can see on that grid versus Nick Pope, he overshades Nick on quite a lot of things as well. But let's get to the red, amber, greens. So goals conceded, he's on the 50th percentile. If you actually look at his overall goals conceded for Espanyol in 60 appearances, he only conceded 67 goals. That's just over a goal a game. And for a team like Espanyol, just finished 16th in La Liga, that's actually pretty good, in all fairness. 75.5% save ratio across his whole time at the club so far, including man of the match performances against Real Madrid, where he kept Bellingham, Vinicius Jr., Mbappe, all of them out with some ridiculous reflex saves, which is what he's very, very good at. He gets down, makes the first save, gets up quick, makes the second save. He's also very good with his feet, which we'll get into in a minute. But his appearances this season, 35 appearances, 47 scored against him again. So very good goal-to-game ratio there again. You know, his shot against him is, I think, 181, and his save ratio is 76.2%. And I think his XG saves is 55, but his goal saved is actually 9. So he is a very, very talented goalkeeper, and he's been capped right through the Spanish under the England. Wish he was their goalkeeper. Maybe better than old Little Arms. He's been capped right through the Spanish Youth Academy. He won a gold medal for them as well not too long ago there at the Olympics. And he's got a couple of under 21 caps. It'll only be a matter of time, I think, before he gets the call up for the senior squad. And if he's playing Premier League football regularly for a big team like Newcastle, he will get that. But looking at the red, amber, greens, again, the shots on target against, you can see he's in the 86th percentile. You know, his saves is the 93rd percentile. That's across the top 5 leagues of all goalkeepers across the top 5 leagues in Europe. That is unbelievable to be in the 93rd percentile. His save percentage, 87th percentile. Goal saved, 90th percentile. Clean sheets are down at 29. He is playing for Espanyol, 16th in the league. You're about to concede goals, no matter how good of a goalkeeper you are. He conceded an absolute worldie from Lamal the other night. I don't think 2 goalkeepers or 3 goalkeepers would have saved that shot. It was unbelievable. It's right top bins against arguably the best player in the world right now, so I'm not going to be too harsh on him for the clean sheets. Touches at the 34th percentile. Passes attempted, 36th percentile, but his average passing length is in the 67th percentile. His throws attempted is 90% out, and his crosses stopped is 90% out. He's very strong, very good at collecting crosses, very dominating in the box, doesn't get shoved off the box whatsoever. He's an absolutely excellent goalkeeper. He really is. And I think the next kind of big Spanish goalkeeper, he's 6'3". Speaking of big, he's a tall lad as well. But Spain have always had a history of really good goalkeepers. I think about Casillas, you know, in my time as a goalkeeper as well. And Pepe Reina was a good goalkeeper as well. You know, and they've gone through a little bit of an iffy spell, I think, in terms of goalkeepers. You know, you got David Raya, is not particularly great, is he? In all fairness, you know, and this lad could really, if he ramps up the levels in the next couple of years, could easily be Spain's number one. And if you can get him for 25 million quid, that's the type of business that you should be looking to do as Newcastle now. But you can see in terms of the radar grid where he scores higher than Pope, you know, in terms of his, you know, his shots on target, you know, kind of against his PS saves, penalty saves, you know, his saves percentages, his goal save, his touches. He's very accomplished with the ball at his feet. He's not scared, doesn't panic, takes a nice touch, moves it quick. A very modern day goalkeeper, which is what you need in this day. I think it's something that's holding Newcastle back. You know, I think Nick Pope's a really good shot stopper. Bradker's not bad with his feet, but he can be a little bit suspect one-on-one. This lad makes himself big one-on-one. He's strong collecting crosses. He's a great shot stopper. His reflexes are incredible, and he's much better with his feet than any goalkeeper we've got on the roster. So for me, as far as I'm concerned, I think this is a no-brainer for Newcastle United to get that deal done. I mean, we are up against a lot of competition, and you do worry that sometimes these stories coming out potentially ought to flush other clubs out and make them make the move and sign him. But we have just signed, obviously, Cadoro from Malaga. He's going to go back out on loan again. So we're obviously looking at that market. We're obviously tapping into that market. But we are apparently linked as well to Borussia Dortmund's Gregor Kobel, which we'll do a transfer video on him as well, as an excellent goalkeeper. But it's pretty clear Newcastle are going to go big this summer. And maybe with this early activity and movement for a goalkeeper like Garcia, we maybe see an opportunity there. Maybe Trafford's going to go somewhere else potentially. Who knows? You know, Manchester United might be looking for a new goalkeeper. Maybe he fancies that. You know, I think Liam Delap's probably like he's nailed on to Manchester United, whether they win the Europa Cup final or not. Maybe Trafford's fancying the same thing. You know, very close to Burnley. You know, stay local. Maybe he fancies that. I don't know. But for me, I think Garcia is an excellent sign. If we can bring him in, I honestly think this kid could be the best goalkeeper in the world in the next 5 years. And if he's at Newcastle United, when he gets that, you know, kind of adulation and praise and title from the footballing bodies, then, you know, I'll be absolutely fantastic as well. And we need that. We definitely need some new blood in goal, absolutely, because the very old our goalkeepers are very limited. And I think Garcia could unlock a total different style of play for us if we were to bring him in. But let us know in the comments below what you guys think about Garcia. Are you excited about that news? Would you rather go for Trafford, who's more tried and tested in English football? Or would you think a player like this who can keep Mbappe, Bellingham, you know, Vinicius Jr., Modric's, the whole lot of them out, and you know, Barcelona as well? Do you think he's the kind of lad that we need to sign to go to that next level? Let us know, guys. We always like to hear from you. Like and subscribe. Keep it evermore. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. All the best.
Heroes celebrate. They have done it.